Hi, everybody. This is Tom with Culture Chop. Today, I want to talk to you about directing teams. Now, this may be a new idea to some of you, but it's actually a very ancient idea. The concept of director as God, one singular person doing everything, is kind of a modern idea for the last 200 ish years. And it's just gotten more pronounced. The, there should be someone who has the vision of the show, and they should be the only voice because it gets confusing to have multiple directors. Now, in a musical, you have a music director, a regular director, sometimes you have a dance director. Now, these are very separate things that all come together from the director saying, let's do this, let's do that, let's lay it out this way. They give the blueprint, and they all have their jobs to do, but they're still in charge of those sections. What I'm suggesting is that if you're a first time director or an inexperienced director and you've come to this from acting or a different part of the theater or opera, you should have some help. You should have a team. Now, often on my team, I have me, the director, and I have an assistant director, someone who's younger usually and learning, someone inexperienced. And frequently, their job, not because of me, just the way it's structured, their job is to sort of observe and do things as I ask. But it's usually take notes. It's not a lot of stuff to do. That's how most people handle assist directing. I don't really believe in that. I always think that they're here for a reason, and I give them tasks to do and things to watch. And, you know, you can be bogged down with the show in different elements of the show and not catch everything that you need to catch. Okay? Now, a lot of things I'm seeing are former actors doing directing shows, and the acting in the show is stellar. It's very, very good. But the rest of the show is not. The transitions are clunky. The lighting is not bad, but it's like, what are they doing? Because people have just left this director as God, you know everything. And maybe because of anxiousness, that first time director hasn't handled lighting or costume or handling those other designers very well. This is when you need the experienced director to come in and help you. Now, sometimes the experienced director is from another genre. And depending on what area you're in, you don't think of them as someone that you would ask to help you because of your style of show. We're in Japan and we're doing a kabuki show, but I'm not going to hire this other director who only does comedy because kabuki is different than comedy. But they may have things you don't know about and experiences you don't know about. Oh, okay, we're doing a tragedy, but this person only does comedy. Again, you don't know what they know. They may be very experienced, but they have a genre they like to stick in. So ask around. If you are a first time director and you think you've got a handle on these things and you get into the show and you realize, I don't know how to talk to a lighting designer. I really don't. I don't know how to talk to a costume designer because they want to do what they want to do. And as we've gotten into the show, I've realized there's a lot more action in this show, a lot more running and jumping and this and that. And oh, they're in tight costumes or in high heels and now they can't handle that. Well, that's the kind of thing that you should handle ahead of time. And an experienced director would say that. I'm not sure if we're going to, but these costumes have to last. And this is probably going to be an action show and very dangerous if you're in teetering high heels or super tight outfits, but you can't breathe, or on and on and on, for whatever reason. That's what the experienced director is there to help you do. Now, you're still the lone voice. Everything comes through you. But there's a discussion at the directing table of this, that, and the other, wherever you're lacking. And I know you don't want to think that you're lacking, but the more you get into it and take on different shows, well, that comedy went well. And now they're offering me a musical? Fantastic. I'll do that. It's a musical comedy. I'm great at that. But it's your first musical? And you've never worked with a choreographer? You have to admit these things to yourself that you need help with that kind of thing. You need to have the very best show, the very best piece you can for you, for the audience, for everyone. It seems heavy to say that your admission that you need help helps the theater. That your admission that you want the best team possible rather than just you alone to make this a stellar show, not for your vanity, but for profit, so that patrons will keep coming back to your theater because it is excellent, because each show is carefully thought out. Each show has experts in their various fields, and they've worked together well. Maybe you just don't know tech at all, so talking to anybody technical, backstage, on stage, choreographer, props, you've just never experienced this kind of stuff before because things were given to you as an actor. You need help with this. You need to sort of get the whole picture in mind and not to fret about the areas where you're lacking. Now, I have an admission. I had excellent lighting designers in the show as I directed, and I need to learn more about lighting. I've found someone who I could learn from who would teach me, and I know a lot of lighting designers. I said, what do you want to hear? How do you want to be spoken to? So I've set out to speak to my lighting designers in those manners, and almost each one is like, oh, I know what you mean. Oh, and they run away and they do it. I'm like, okay. And so I feel I know basic lighting design, but I should know a little more. Not an expert, that's for somebody else, but I should know more to communicate those things. If I ever started to do a show that is a film noir with all those darkness and shadows, I'd be a little stuck. I'm going to need some help on that. Also, and my friend will laugh, there's a director, I'm name dropping, there's a director, very, very popular, Darko Trejnak. If you've seen Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder or Anastasia on Broadway, these are his shows. And I've seen him in rehearsal. I've seen him when he gets in his first on stage and he has a cast of like 25 or 30. And he goes, oh, it's different than the rehearsal hall. You go here, you go there, plink, plink, plink. And it happens instantaneously because he has opera training and theater training. So I venture to say 75 people on a stage is fine for him. That would make my brain melt right now in my career. I think I would top out around 35 people to be like, they're getting in clumps. It's being weird. The traffic patterns, I need them to get there. Hopefully I'm wrong about that, but I'm going to admit that I probably am not. It's probably going to be a problem for me. I need more experience in that kind of mass bunch of people on stage and what to do with them to make the best pictures. That's what I need. If you have these things, having someone on your team who is an experienced director is great. Even if they're a retired director and, you know, it's not their type of show, and they say, well, I can help you. But financially, the theater's not offering me much to do this role. I can talk to you, come to like 3 rehearsals a week. That's pretty good. That's great. You're doing your stuff, you're handling the stuff you know, and adding things in, having run-throughs in front of this person, that's great. And also, you're teaching the younger person who's inexperienced. This is how to be honest about your qualities and what else you need to learn. And everything, every second here, all of it is learning. You know, have them watch, have the experienced director watch, be a team, make the best show possible. This is actually a very ancient idea. You know, theater in Italy, Italian Commedia used to be like this. Still one person in charge, but everybody had their sort of specialties. You know, older actor in the play would be sort of the intimacy and fight choreographer. You know, another actor would be sort of safety monitor. Like, because Italian Commedia often travel through Italy, doing shows in different places, who would say, I've checked out where we are today. Loose cobblestones, loose streets. Oh, it's been raining. We should go to plan B and plan C. You know, things you didn't think about. For safety, we don't want that to happen. Often first-time directors are great at the acting, but not transitions, which are very important. They often send an actor off after a great scene. Go off that way, do your quick change, grab the prop, and come on the other side of the stage. Not knowing how long it takes to do all things. Can you get there in 20 seconds? Well, no. I can't change all my clothes, get the prop, run around behind the stage, and enter over here in 20 seconds. It's not safe. You may have actors that say, oh, of course. But it's not safe. This takes 40 seconds to do all you need to do. These are what the experienced directors are like. That's okay. We can still have the same thing that you mean to do, you mean to happen, with a different kind of transition. And here are the options. Because they know, okay? It's best to admit where you're lacking in experience and have help. Help on that team. All right, I know directing teams is a bit of a foreign concept and might be a bit of insulting ideas to people, and I'm gonna get mean comments, but it's best. You need your show to be stellar and all the shows you work on to be amazing for your theater, for your reputation, so people keep coming back more and more and more to your projects, to that theater's projects, everything. All right. Please like and subscribe, and please come back for more. Thank you.